Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Vivi. I saw this clip and I want to insert it so you guys can see where the inspiration of this video kind of came from, and we'll reconvene when the clip is over.
Dior started Dior at 41 years old. Sam Walton with Walmart, 44 years old. GoDaddy, Bob Parsons, 47 years old. Adidas, the founder of it, 48 years old. E-Trade was founded by Bill Porter. He was 63 years old. KFC, Colonel Sanders, 62 years old. Henry Ford was 49 years old. Home Depot, founded by Bernie Marcus, 49 years old. Ray Kroc, McDonald's, 52 years old. Like, age is literally nothing but a number.
Yo, look at this. The average millionaire is 57 years old.
In that video, I feel like everything that I am embodying at this point in my life is in that video. Like, age is nothing but a number in regards to your dreams, in regards to the self-imposed limits that you have. I just feel like when we're talking about chasing your dreams or doing the things you want to do, I realize a couple of things. And the realizations that I came to, for starters, is you just have to do it. It's so insane. Literally, funny enough, when I wanted to do content, or when I wanted to start my software engineering journey, or when I want to pivot in life, I'm always like, how do people do it? What do people do? How do they get through the humps of life? Like, what is there a secret? Is there a sauce? Is there, literally, baby, there's no secret. There's no sauce. You literally just have to do the thing. And I realized in the beginning, it seems so far. The dream, the goal, the thing seems so far because you're just not doing it, and you're thinking everybody else is doing something that you're not doing, or know something that you don't know, simply because they're doing the thing that you perceive to be, you know, limited where you're concerned. And I just think that when you're wanting it, if you really want it, you'll know in the way that you think about it, in the way that you process information about the thing. Like, you will know exactly what you want to do based on your thoughts, your actions, and how you feel towards whatever that thing is. This idea of, well, society tells us this, blank. Society expects this, that. We're supposed to be this at this age. I just feel like that is so jarring. Especially now that I'm an adult and the world is not what it used to be, right? Like, our parents didn't experience what we're experiencing, and our kids will not experience what we're experiencing. So it's one of these things where we're thinking we're supposed to have a very clear-cut idea at a certain point in time based off of parameters that really don't matter, like age. When we're talking about wanting to do something, you just have to do it. You have to practice, or at least put yourself in the predicament, in the uncomfortable spaces to do it. Once you get in that mentality of, I'm just gonna do it anyway, like, done is better than perfect. Ooh, baby. The first time I ever heard that, I was like, whoa. Hello, reality check. Done is better than perfect. When you get into the mindset of, I'm just gonna do it anyway, I'm just gonna do it anyway, and you actually practice doing the thing, it becomes less and less unattainable. And I think that the parameter of age is the thing that really blocks a lot of people. When you have conversations with random people all your life, like if you're just in a store and you just strike up a conversation with somebody, and maybe the conversation goes into a different route than you expected, and you ask the person, like, what do you wanna do? Or what do you wanna be? You know, when you're a kid, everybody's like, oh, what do you wanna be when you grow up? Now, when you ask that question, it's not really met with a dream, it's met with an obligation. When you're younger, it's like, oh, I'm gonna be a firefighter, I'm gonna be a police officer, I'm gonna be whatever it is. But now if you ask an adult or a teenager or somebody wanting or aspiring, which most people are wanting and aspiring new things in their life, it's met with, oh, well, I kind of want to do this thing, but I have this goal at this point in my life, and it kind of sort of like, there is no such thing as you can't do something if it's in your capability of doing. I believe every single thing, and I do mean every single thing, if you want it, you can have it in this life. I truly believe that. I truly believe that to my core. And adopting that mentality has been helping me get over these weird, ambiguous parameters on the goals and the dreams that I've had in my life. Another thing that I think is very interesting is a lot of people don't know that the things that they like in life, or the things that they experience, like, oh, well, this person became a millionaire at 21. That's not the norm. Like, Stop comparing yourself to things that are not normal. That is another thing that I've learned. Stop comparing yourself to things that are not normal. Yes, we see the 1% and it seems like that is the majority, but the reality is it is not normal. Normal obviously is subjective, but when we're talking about chasing your dreams, going after your goals, like that video said, a lot of these people did this in their 40s and their 50s. They didn't become who you think they are now at 20, at 28, at 30, at 40. And I feel like thinking, oh, well, if I don't become this at this point, I'm just gonna be behind. And there's no such thing. You were literally exactly where you need to be. Literally exactly where you need to be. Everything that you need in this life is within you already. And I feel like comparing yourself to this ambiguous parameter, or comparing yourself to other stories that you think, other reference points that you have, thinking, okay, well, so-and-so blew up at this point, or so-and-so did this at that point. For starters, whatever so-and-so is doing is not your business. Mind your business. Come on. Like, you need to focus on what you can do. I mean, real life example, right? Content has been something I've wanted to do for a very long time. I have been told my entire life that I could run my mouth and I'm really good at talking to people or speaking and so on and so forth. When my best friend watches this video, she's gonna be on me like white on rice. But for example, I've had a lot of people in my life always say like, oh my God, Vivianie, like listening to you or talking to you has been great. Like I love doing that. And so being able to talk to multiple people or being able to spread my thoughts or my experiences have been helpful in my personal life, which is why a lot of people were pushing me to put it on the internet. And content, for example, has been a perfect example, at least for me in real life, where I'm kind of like, I really want to do this thing, but I'm this age, or I really want to do this thing, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. There are so many things that your brain can spiral in, or at least my brain spiraled in regards to wanting to do the thing. And then the whole time, especially my husband, he's always like, just try it. Just try, even if you don't like it, even if you fail, failure is obviously subjective again, but even if your perception of failure happens, just try it. What is really gonna be the worst thing possible that can happen if you try it and it doesn't go where you think it's supposed to go? Nothing. You just get up and do something else, or you get up and try again, or you consistently put yourself in the mindset that you can still do the thing regardless of whatever time frame it is. There are people that do so many different types of content and in so many different types of ways that blow my mind to the point where I'm like, I shouldn't be comparing myself to the girl that's been doing it for 20 years and now has this, that, and the third. Like, we are all doing different things in different facets that don't require comparison, because your walk is your walk. And I think that when we're talking about trying to get to a place where we feel more comfortable with that idea, where we get to a place where we get real with ourselves about that, like, my walk is my walk. I can't compare this to that, because they're literally apples and oranges. Peaches, apples, oranges, plums, we're all just different. And having this reference point of a plum when you're an orange just don't make sense, right? Even if you're comparing yourself to something that literally looks exactly the way that you want it to look or exactly like yourself, it's still not you. There are idiosyncrasies in each person for a reason, because what you can do, other people can't. And even if they all can do it, whatever you can bring is different because you're you. And I think that has been something that's been really in my mind about how people perceive their dreams, how people perceive their goals and their aspirations. And then piggybacking off of dreams, I feel like dreaming is just one of those things that just don't happen as much. It's immediately met with disappointment or limits or perceived parameters in comparison to just actually just letting it fly, letting it just exist. Dream. The PSA to anybody that's out there, dream about it, think about it, genuinely envision yourself in the goal, in the ideal, even like just dream without the limits. That's the whole purpose of it. And I think that now dreams are now being switched to goals, and that's great, right? Because then people feel like that's a attainable thing to have, which is a goal. But then that goal is now being met with parameters. It all didn't start that way. The way it started was simply the want to do, or the want to feel, or the want to exist in a specific vision that you have for yourself without needing to have parameters, obligation. Like, without all of that, if you could do the thing, let's ask the question, which I always ask this question to my best friend, and we always end up going back and forth. But if you could do something with no limits, what would you actually do? If you could do the content, get that job, that fitness thing that you want to do, that food thing that you want to try, that hobby, that painting thing that you want to do, whatever it is, if you could do the thing that you're putting off because of all these perceived parameters and obligations, what would you do? If none of those obligations and perceived parameters were there, what would you actually do? You'd probably just do it, right? You'd probably be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll just try it at least. I feel like when we're talking about dreaming and even goals, it doesn't have to be so linear, or it doesn't have to be so cookie cutter. The mess that happens when you're building that goal, building that dream, are the lessons that allow you to push forward and to go, oh, I did this once when I tried to do this thing, it didn't work. Let me just try this other thing. It's just another avenue of getting you closer to what you want to do. There's no I can't do because of anything. If it literally is in your capability of doing, it is possible. And even if it's quote unquote not in your capable of doing, like let's say I take up all my hiking gear and I go, you know what, I'm gonna hike up this mountain right now, whatever, at this very moment in time, right? It probably would be very grueling because I haven't trained, I haven't practiced, I haven't put myself in a predicament to hike up a mountain ever in the last 28 years of my entire life. But if I take myself out of the mentality of, oh, I'm just too big, or I'm just too heavy, or I just out of shape, can't do it. You put yourself in that mentality instead of, you know what, I really want to hike up this mountain. How do I do that? What do I need to do to get there? And once you put yourself in the training process of doing and practicing climbing up that mountain, by the time you get there, by the time you even get to the foot of the mountain, you're gonna be like, oh, all right, well, I've put myself in this predicament multiple times over and over again. Let's just do what we've practiced. Let's just fall on the systems and the practice and the diligence that I've put toward this goal in comparison to the false idea of obligation parameters, such as all the things that we've been talking about, right? And I think that you just need to know that you're not limited in any way, shape, or form. You are limitless. You can do whatever you want to do in this life. And that's a reminder to both of us. That's a reminder to me and you. Because sometimes, especially this last month, I've just been like, oh man, I just can't, or oh man, this is just not gonna work, or I don't know how I'm gonna do it, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's just, my mind feels like it's almost fighting me. It's literally how I feel. And I have to remember why I want to do the thing. Why did I start? What was the reason? Why do I want to keep going? What is that reason? Are they the same? And even if they're different, just remember that. Put that in your back pocket on your hard days and keep that, especially keep those moments in your mind where you remember your why, where you remember what you're doing and why you're doing it. And for all the moments that you feel like you can't, the reason why usually puts you back on track to know that you can. You're limitless. You got this. And that's just a reminder that I wanted to just pop on camera and tell you. Hopefully you like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. And I hope you guys are doing well.